Well, good morning. Got it going on out here. That was what, a little inch and a half of rain last night. Couldn't half sleep. That beating on the window. Been up since about 3 o'clock. Oh boy, I stuck at there. A little new addition to the muscadines. Alrighty, so today we are supposed to be inspected. Get the little old apiary inspected for the year in case I choose to move a bee or two. Keep the Virginia peeps happy. I'm also going to make some splits this evening. Either this evening or tomorrow. Or this afternoon or tomorrow, one or the other. Or both. And that up in the mountains too. Winter losses. Here's the kicker. I'm sure y'all are curious for some exact numbers. I went into the winter with 68 colonies. I came out with 12. Now, this is the deal. I want to show y'all this turnip salad while I'm running my mouth. That center part right there near about got washed away last fall in September. There's enough in there to bloom later. Anyway, this is what those bees went through. Last year, all of my honeybee propagation was done by cell placement on mite-infested brood. Now, the bees last year got no brood break. When you place a cell on a frame of active brood out of a queen right colony, the cell hatches the next day, that day or the next day. In optimal conditions, within 9 to 10 days, she's dropping eggs. Now, within 9 to 10 days, the eggs that were already on that frame that you placed the cell on are just getting capped. You essentially go from open brood to nearly open brood. So the mites that are in the brood, they never miss a beat. The mites that are on the bees, they never miss a beat in their reproduction. So I intentionally wanted to stress the genetics to the maximum last year. That was the way I made my increase. All of my growth was done during the honey flow. So the bees then slow up, hold all their mite population, and they just cruise along through the summer, not doing much reproducing. You got all those old bees hanging around, you see. They were stressed to their breaking point. So what lives now this year, I probably won't do much grafting this year. It will be naturally propagated by what they call walk-away splits. So they'll get their full brood break. If you do walk-away splits, like you're going to see me do a few today, if everything goes right. If you do walk-away splits, 21 days later, 21 to 22 days later, in optimal conditions, you have a laying queen. That gives every ounce of brood in there a chance to completely hatch before she drops an egg. That gives them plenty of time to clean all the brood out, any that might be dead. That gives them plenty of time to shake a good dose of mites off if they have the ability to do it. That also gives the mites themselves a hard time. So I feel like now that my genes have been stressed, to their breaking point, I should have something decent to work with. So just about everything other than what I catch from a surviving population somewhere that I'm watching is going to be produced from my little 12 colonies. And one of them ain't hitting on a whole lot, but 11 of them are good, splittable as time goes on. That's a little background talk on all of that. So yeah, they've been pushed to the breaking point and broke. The ones that broke are gone, and the survivors, what you will see are surviving mite-infested colonies. That's not all the stresses. That's just the stresses that I put them through. Last December was like freaking Florida in Virginia or something. What these bees did, they shut down in November like they normally would, thinking they was going into winter. Then December tells them to wake up, start brood production, and then they had to shut down again when they got the cold in January, dead in the middle of brood production, and handle all those stresses. Then start back up in February, mid-January, early February. They've been through that stress, so they done about seen it all, I think. My theory is when I raise from these, colonies and actually give them a full brood break, it should be some pretty exquisite stuff come out of them. Still don't know. The winter of 2016 and 17 would tell the tale. So we shall see. I might take a little clip of the apiary inspector unless you don't want to be on camera. But yeah, that's a little rant on the losses and my understanding of them and what I put the bees through. But yeah, when you place a cell directly on queen right brood and split it, you ain't getting a brood break. And which is what I was shooting for. I wanted to raise every mite I could raise last year. I actually thought they could have dealt with them better, but we shook out some stuff, and then the winter shook out the rest of it. So, but yeah, the one you're looking at right here is a pretty good one. Population's still thin, but it's a load of brood in it. I'm gonna try to squeeze a split or so out of them early, as in today, if they'll let me. And these early ones, like I said, within 21 days they'll be laying. And last year I saw that a 2 or 3 medium frame queenless split 1st of April would be a full-size colony by June the 1st here. And so we'll see how they do this year. But they are all mite loaded, I'm sure. I've got one that I saw quite a few in. Mites on bees, and it's a very good colony. And so I feel like if they've gone through all of this and they're surviving good, if I propagate them and give them a full brood break, it is on. Time will tell. Alright, I think I covered everything. A good solid 9-minute, going on 10-minute rant. Gave y'all a little walk around. That is turnip salad, like you'd harvest turnip greens off of. I've been saving the seed off of them since 2009-ish, and they're everywhere, all over the place here. This has not been resown, I don't think, What I do when I mow this, which I will start on today or tomorrow, I weed eat around these and leave them until they seed out, let the seed heads mature and start dropping seed, and then weed eat them down. Either that or wait and harvest seed here too. And that keeps this little spot reseeded. It's been like this for what, last 3 or 4 years. Fantastic stuff for bees. This time of year, the maples have stopped and it's in a little transition period where they can really benefit from that right there. And they love it. They will show you they love it if you plant some of it. You have to plant it in the fall and let it go through the winter. And that's the result. Beautiful stuff. It's kin to canola. Looks like canola. Yeah. Fantastic. Edible too. Alright, catch y'all later. That was long enough of a talk, but I think I covered my notions on that. I think y'all got a chance to listen to some calves running their mouth in the background back there too. Getting inspected here. It is proper to say you're the regional apiary inspector, right?
Yeah, that'd be about right.
Or what do you call it? I'm not all sophisticated.
Technically, I'm called the agricultural inspector.
Good.
4, to be. But the local apiary inspector's the best.
And we're inspecting these killer bees. The reason why she's got these gloves and this suit on. Gotta give her a hard time.
You know, I'm not like you, Ralph. These are your bees, not mine.
So we gonna burn this one?
I'm definitely not going to say that on camera, because then you're going to get me.
Well, you're just going in front of about 1,800 subscribers, that's all. I think we're gonna condemn this one and throw it down there in the dead hole.
Actually, let's just condemn this one and just move it down to my house for rehab.
I hear you. Now I need to get some daughters out of that old lady here first. She's something. She's on the back side of that one now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna get with it. A whopping 3 hives here. Put in a day's work.
Man, your bees are attacking that small hive beetle. No wonder you don't have many. Look.
Run them out the hive. What, they got him pinned up in the corner?
Yeah, they've been stinging it and trying to go after it.
Alright, so let's see if we can squeeze at least 2 splits out this hive. The population's a little thin, but I'm gonna still push them and do it. Actually, I might need to go get another drawn super to go in there if I do that. We'll see. Let me go get one. What I'm gonna attempt, since we got so much wind noise, is overlay. I'm using the cell phone to attempt to capture my voice, and it's in my pocket. We're gonna see how this deal works. So we got it inspected by Miss Jessica and okayed, and now it's just a matter of see if we can raise us a bee. Let's see, that's 2, 4, 6. I hate to use a honey super for this, but honestly, it might be my only choice. Let's see what's going on. It's pretty cool to have a live microphone in my pocket, if it will work. Let's see, how are we going to play this game? All right. If it doesn't work, do something a little different. I'm going to try to tell y'all what I'm looking for. She was asking me when she was going through the thing exactly what I do. told her it ain't like it's a trade secret or something. It's relatively common sense and simple. Anybody can figure it out and do it. We were just in this hive just a little bit ago. Went down through it and all this right here was fall feed that I had. I put on them so they could take it and move it down and use it as needed. Really, the top priority is finding the queen. A more commercially minded type person would take whatever brood they wanted to use in a split and put it above an excluder. Shake your bees off, slap an excluder on that, and set it back on top. Let the bees run back up and cover it, and then split the thing any kind of way you wanted to go with it. I bet you she's up in this. Top priority is finding her. I bet you I got y'all out the frame too. Still in the habit of putting the smoker between my knees. I got you. Oh yeah, I got you that good. I'm gonna have to break that. I'd assume hang it. Got the drones crawling. Got a bunch of wet larvae in this one. She could be anywhere here. I wouldn't particularly want to put a you wouldn't want to put a frame like this in a walkaway split or any kind. I wouldn't, because y'all got the sun's not where you can see them, is it? That ain't nothing but a frame full of wet worms. They'd have to bust their tail to raise them and cap them, you see. And you wouldn't want that stress on them while you're doing while they're supposed to be just putting all the effort into raising a queen, and that's it. This one is more desirable. Older cap brood right there that will hatch into nurse bees pretty quick. And then you got some wet larvae on the edge, grafting size. They still got quite a few of them to finish, so I wouldn't particularly do that. Ain't seen a queen yet. If it was a last resort, I would use that frame. And I may do it. I may use it in one of them. Now this is more what I'm looking for. This is some somewhat older capped worker. And right around the edges you got some little larvae that they can make a queen with. That'll go on a split. Still haven't seen the queen. I'm pretty sure she's not on now. Not many bees. A few fat drones running around. So this will go in one. This will go up against the south wall. So since I know that they had sufficient enough brood to make a queen with, I'm gonna stick this one in there and call that a day. There's plenty of drones right there too if they don't get chilled. And I'll put them a feed frame right up against this and another shake or two of bees, and that's it. I'll do the shakes after I find a queen though. But there's the queen, found her. This will let me know other than a shake of bees out the set. That one still needs larvae. Enough to make a queen out of. Both of those do. Alright, we're still recording. Good, so all they're gonna get's a shake of bees apiece now. Now they know where the queen's at. And we're gonna close that thing up, call it a day on that one. 3 nice splits out of one hive right there. Good. I'm gonna stop it and restart it. Yes, that's 3 nice splits out of one hive. They should do fine. If not, I'll give them some brood from somebody at some point in time. Let's see. How are we gonna do this thing? Alrighty, so here we are at another place. That's in 3 splits orienting. And they're good to go. They ought to run pretty decent. It's 3 hives out of 1. Guess I should update y'all. We're looking at a hive count of 25 now. Here it is, about the end of the day. I brought some splits from various places. I had one hive I pulled 5 splits out of, and it had a little attitude now. I don't know how they're gonna act back in the backyard, but there's 3 of them and this one here. I got the flag up on them because they need a frame of honey in them, so I'm gonna stick a frame of honey in them tomorrow, or else they will starve to death. But I made them all the same. 2 frames of brood, made sure 1 frame had enough grafting size larvae in it to make a queen, and did that. Now these are not same yard splits. I aimed to mention that before and didn't do it. These have been moved a minimum of 2 miles. And those right there were moved about 8, I reckon. But they retain all their field bees that way, and it's a fully functioning colony that way, just a small one. It's different. It's more successful. That's why you always hear people say move them 5 miles or what have you. Last year I experimented moving a full-size colony 2 miles, and I never had a sniffer come back where it was moved from. So 2 miles is sufficient. Probably a mile is, and maybe even a half mile. I don't know. But, certainly 2 miles or better works. And you, like I said, you keep them all. They instantly reorient and go to foraging, you know, right off the bat. But if you do a same yard split, a nurse bee split, it takes them, I believe I remember, it's about 9 days for those nurses to change over. Most of them change over and turn into field bees. And you have to be careful. You have to be careful to get nurse bees. Sometimes you'll think you get nurse bees and you come back the next day and the box will be empty. It's a risky thing, a same yard split. I aimed to mention all that a while ago and didn't do it, so there it is. But here's a few. It's going to be a load of wind racket, but I'm going to walk through the front yard, show you all these. There you are. We're about to kick it off now. I believe I mentioned the colony count's 25 now. So, and I still ain't made the run up in the mountains. And these are the early splitters. I'll have some. I have some that I'm not going to use for spring honey at all, and they'll get split down every way they can get split down, and so that'll still give me more. I'm looking at over 30, maybe closer to 40 before the honey flow even starts. So they'll make back the loss. I'll break even and do a little bit better as far as colony count goes this year. And on top of that, they all get the brood breaks. The ones that raise their queens, and they're raised out of stuff that's been through the ringer. They're still alive. So there you are.